Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today by request I'm making some delicious steak fajitas. Now I'm hoping to cook them on our outdoor grill, but it depends if the weather holds up. We have been getting so much rain, it's been crazy. But if not, no big deal. I'll cook them inside and they'll still be just as tender and flavorful and super delicious. So today I'm starting off with 2 pounds of flank steak. For the marinade, I'll be using 1/4 cup of olive oil, the juice of 2 oranges, the juice of 2 limes, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can also use Worcestershire sauce. I've got 3 cloves of garlic, salt and pepper to taste. I've got a tablespoon of New Mexico red chili powder, a tablespoon of cumin, and of course, you can't have fajitas without onion and bell peppers. So let's go ahead and get started. Depending on the type of meat you're using, it may have more fat or a membrane on it, and you'll want to remove that or at least as much of it as you can. This one came trimmed really nicely, so I'm just using a knife to remove what little bits are left. Then I cut the meat into more manageable pieces. Now I'll make the marinade. Into a large bowl, I'm going to add the olive oil along with the juice of 2 oranges. I'll squeeze in the fresh lime juice as well. Follow that with the soy sauce, the minced garlic, and the rest of my seasonings. That's the salt and pepper, the chili powder, and the cumin. Whisk everything together, and the aroma is already making me hungry. Then I take a large Ziploc bag and I'm going to place the pieces of meat in it along with the chopped onion. Then I'm going to carefully pour in the marinade, making sure everything gets coated. I'll get all the air out of the bag before sealing it. That onion made me cry. All right, now I am going to put this in the refrigerator to marinate. And whenever you're using, like say a flank or a skirt steak that's pretty thin, you can marinate it overnight, but it's pretty thin, so it's gonna soak up all that marinade pretty quickly. So you can get away with a little less time. Ideally anywhere from 2 to 8 hours. Well, it's been 2.5 hours since we put the meat in the refrigerator to marinate, and I think it's safe to pull it out now and take it out to the grill. It hasn't started raining, and in fact, I think some of the clouds have lifted, so I think we're gonna be safe. This time yesterday, it was pouring with lightning and thunder. It was really crazy. But that's the time of year that it is. We get our rain here in New Mexico in July and August. And so long as there's no flooding, it's very much welcomed. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this outside and get the grill going. The grill is nice and hot, right at 400 degrees, which is perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, and I'm gonna take my marinated meat and put it on there. But first I'm gonna try to take off some of the marinade because you don't want it overly dripping. That should be good right there. Now I'll put it onto the grill. I'll grab my next piece, same thing. And I may even season just a little. These ones are fatter, so I'm putting them toward the back where the flame is, but I'm still going to reserve the marinade that's in the bag, because I can use that on the bell peppers later. And last piece. I let it cook a few minutes on each side and just keep rotating and flipping it over. This flank steak is actually a little thicker than I realized, so I'm going to use a meat thermometer to get a better feel of when it's done. Typically with steak or chicken, you want to reach an internal temperature of 140 to 145 degrees. I'm not sure I'm getting an accurate reading because the grill is putting out so much heat, but at this point I'd rather take it off the grill too soon than overcook the meat, because once I cut it, it'll go back on the grill a second time. Okay, and this last piece of meat looks like it's done as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this with some foil and I'm going to let it rest. And then meantime, I can cook the bell peppers and the onions. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. I think what I'll do is put my little griddle on top of the grill itself. I think that'll work. These bell peppers are coming along nicely, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the fajitas into little strips. And when you do this, you want to cut against the grain. Well, this is definitely more rare than I like, but that's a matter of personal preference, and I'm still going to put it back onto the grill just to cook it a little bit more with the bell peppers. Well, I'm sure you can hear the sizzle from these fajitas, but I really wished you could smell them. They smell so good. You can smell the bell pepper and the onion and the fajita meat. It's gonna be wonderful. So these are done. I'm gonna go ahead and take them inside and we're gonna put our fajitas together there. All right, I'm ready to put one of these fajita tacos together. Does your mouth ever water when you watch these videos? Because my mouth is watering right now just looking at all this. Get one more piece of fajita meat on there. I made some homemade salsa and some homemade guacamole earlier. I've shared both those recipes with you all before, but you can easily find them. Put some of this on there. And finally, some Mexican crema. Ooh, that looks good. Time to go in for a bite. I took a big old bite, but it is really good. I got a big piece of the fajita meat, and it's nice and tender. And it's just super flavorful and delicious. You know, you think that you can only get good fajitas at a restaurant, but that's not true. You can absolutely make them at home, and I hope that you do. I gotta enjoy this.
Thanks so much for checking out this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.